Hello everyone, welcome to Accounting 201 or Intermediate Accounting. We're so grateful that you have joined us this semester for an accounting adventure, if you will. Notice that this is intermediate accounting. This is building on what you learned in your introductory accounting classes and hopefully expanding that, finding things that are more complex, that are more, and maybe in many cases, hopefully more interesting than the basics we learned in the introductory accounting courses. But we, of course, are going to use some of the same tools that we did in our earlier accounting classes, just in an expanded way. So this video is to help you feel comfortable in our course. Make sure that you can find all the resources you need to be successful. So at the top, we've put all of the pieces that hopefully you will be utilizing. If you want to find reading, that's in the content. All the discussions can be clicked on. We can find the discussion boards we'll have. Dropbox is how we're going to turn in homework, turn in all of our tests, all of our assignments. You can check your grades. You can email through the system, which is the best way to contact me individually. You can check your course progress. You can check the resources, including tutoring, online and on campus, tutoring resources that we may have, as well as library resources for research on any of the things that come up in this course. So in the middle is our ongoing updated news feed. It'll be updated at least every week with kind of a heads up of what's coming and what we will be working on. My contact information. This is me. I have introduced myself in more detail in a discussion called Introductions, but this is the information to reach me. The most likely, best way to email is through the system, but absent that, you can email me here. My Zoom room, which is where my office hours will happen, and any other meetings that we set up will happen on Zoom at my personal Zoom room, which is linked right here, and also on the syllabus. So that is what you see on the main page. Updates will show up here. Your calendar down here in the content browser, if you scroll down far enough. Then let's go to the content, and in the introduction module, if you will, there we have our syllabus for this spring term. Some other videos, including one about how to be successful and our focus. So let's take a quick look at the syllabus, some information about the course. As I promised, the link to the personal Zoom room, the time that I will be in that Zoom room, Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 11, and Tuesday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. Without an appointment. Other times, if you let me know, we can set up at other times to meet and go over things. Phone numbers, contact information, email again, a link to the drop deadlines, the description. You should have already taken Accounting 151 at least and got a C. We're not going to have a traditional textbook. We are going to do a lot of reading and materials that I have provided, that I've used from other sources that are freely available. So you don't have to pay for a textbook. You can utilize these resources for free. We're going to try to accomplish all of these learning outcomes. We have a lot, so there is going to be a difficult course. We expect you to have questions. We want you to ask questions, participate in the discussion about those questions, and find those answers. All right. Some information there about what our expectations. We'll have 2 exams. They'll be completely problem you might, or essay, however you want to think about it, oriented. No short answer, no multiple choice, no true false. Okay, we'll use Excel spreadsheets. You'll have about 7 days to complete them. You'll put them back in the Dropbox just like you would on a homework assignment. So that will happen twice during the semester, about midterm and then at the end, the final. All the learning modules will have discussion postings. Here's some guidelines about making those postings. Read carefully the instructions on individual discussions to help you know what to answer. Make sure that you answer in full sentences. Explain yourself. It needs to be in a way that's not just, well, I agree, or that sounds like a good response. Those kinds of responses are not very helpful in helping the discussion along. We will have a annual report project that will be done as a group. After about 4 or 5 weeks, we'll put you in groups, and you'll be able to work at that. Okay, you can use Google Doc. Okay, that you can set up. You do not have to. This make it sounds like it. If that's the helpful way to do that, you can. But if you find it a better way to work together, that's great. Okay. The questions for this report project are at the end of the syllabus. So we're going to use Walt Disney's annual report for the 2020, the most recent annual report that you can find, and you're going to answer the questions that are shown here on the syllabus, and you work together as a group and turn in one paper per group to get that score. That will be 100 points as well, same as each of your tests. All right, homework, 20 points available. Okay, there will be problems given in the assignment, in the homework, or the assignment module or submodule that you can look at. And then once you have completed that and submit it, you'll be able to watch video of me explaining how I got the answers so you can make any corrections. So the idea is you give it a shot and then you review what I think, and then you adapt or make corrections to yours and resubmit it. So the original submission is due on Saturday. The resubmission is due on Monday. If you make all the corrections and resubmit it, you can get full credit, the same as if you had done it all correct to start with. We have a fairly detailed schedule of activities and calendar showing when all of our assignments are due. All of the things we have, basically homework, like I mentioned, tests, that Walt Disney project, and then our discussions and how that's basic. That's your grading scenario, and we're just going to use the straight percentage scale like you're used to in almost every course you've dealt with. Okay, makeup policy reviewed here. Accommodations if you need extra help, and if there are any academic dishonesty, policies and how we'll deal with those are also here in the syllabus. So that gives you an idea of how the course is outlined according to the syllabus. So if I go back to the content and I look at our first week, it will give you an idea of what you're going to be up against each week. So first of all, in the introduction there, we'll tell us a little bit about what our objectives are, some kind of ideas of where we're headed for that week, some questions that we want to be able to answer, learning activities we're going to be, and then the actual content. First learning submodule will be reading explanation. Again, not a textbook, but a collection of materials that by reading it, you should be able to understand the material. You should be able to go in order, one to the next, and it should follow in that order as you go through it, but you're certainly welcome to move in any order you would like. But each module will have kind of more of an explanation of what it is, kind of like how you would start out any chapter in a textbook, and then specific examples. So for instance, for this first week, general accounting principles, okay, I've got an HTML page that explains kind of why and what it is that we're looking at in terms of general accounting principles. Then an actual, literally the sort of thing that you would find in a typical textbook, but instead of using a textbook that you pay for, we're going to use the FASB's actual published materials to explain the general principles. My explanation to go along with the FASB's explanation. Another way of looking at the general principles in a PowerPoint presentation. My explanation of those PowerPoint slides. Another video about further information about those PowerPoint slides. A kind of, well, is this the way we do it in all the world, or is there other ways of doing accounting elsewhere outside the United States? Okay. Then there will be a discussion sub-module, okay, where there will always be a place to post questions for that week. This particular discussion has a video explanation to go along with it and how to use a codification. And then when you click on the discussion topic, you'll get instructions about what it is that I'm asking for, what answer, what response you should make in that. And in this time, it's based on what you learn in this video. It's going to help you complete what you need to do in this thing. And the codification becomes a resource we're going to return back to over and over again through the whole semester. Not really a textbook, but a constant resource for us to use to create, better understanding. Then there will be a practice submodule, and typically you'll have some scenarios about applying whatever it is we learned, and then answers. So the hope is that you will actually try to do some of these on your own and then check your answers with those. So there's no points, but this is a way of getting application that will help you then complete the homework assignment. The homework will either be a separate file or attached to the Dropbox. You'll go in the Dropbox, you'll get instructions, you'll complete the assignment as given, and then you'll post it. Once you have done that, you'll be able to watch my review, which will tell you how I see the answer should be for you to make corrections. So that's how this is physically organized. That's how each week is set up and structured, except for the weeks that we do the tests, which obviously have a little different setup. So that's how a course works. Again, if you have general questions about the course, we have a general course question discussion topic. Please don't hesitate to post in there, and we'll get back to you as quickly and help you find whatever it is, resources that you need.